Okay, today we're going to also do the front struts on my 2006 Mercury Monterey minivan. This is also the same, exactly the same as the Ford WinStar vans. These are old. It's 173,000 miles. I don't think anyone's ever changed them because they're weak. So what we have to do is we have to take this top plastic part off, and there's a plastic part underneath, because underneath, as you can see, is the top of the struts. So to access the top of the struts, we have to take these plastic pieces off. There's a couple little plastic push pins that we'll have to, what we do is, here's this. Let me get a pair of pliers, but we just pull those out like that, and there's 4 of them. So let me get that. You have to take the windshield wipers off. So we'll take the cover off here, and we'll take those nuts off, and then we'll take these I'll take this plastic piece and off, and I'll get right back to you. Thanks. Okay, we got all the push pins out, and now we're there's some little tabs on the top that you kind of pull up on like that. Just gently pull up on them. This is a lot of plastic, so it can be sensitive, and sensitive glass and plastic together. So just pull up on these, and no pop loose, and bolts or nuts on the wipers are 15s. So here, and then we take this out, and we, whoops, careful of that, kind of push this direction, pull this direction, and pull this out. Okay, so that comes out, place it to the side. Now we have to take this piece out. Some 8mm bolts and nuts here and here. Just be aware that when you take this out, okay, everybody, got the wheel off, and now I'm kind of checking out what needs to be done here. That's the strut that we're replacing. Okay, so I think first thing I need to do is just connect the sway bar link, because it looks like there's a bolt right here that I need to take off, and that pinches the bottom of the bar. So then we'll knock this off, because this is going to have to drop down. Probably what I'm going to do also is replace this tie rod end, because it is very loose. So I'll replace that. There's a bolt on the bottom. Take that off. Get a fork. Knock that out. Okay. What I'll show you guys. Try to show you guys that while I'm doing it. But I'm going to take the 18mm bolt off here, so that'll let this drop down. Actually, I might, you know what? I might just leave that in there, because that's going to hold the strut up. So I'll take this bolt off right here, and then we're going to try to push it, get a hammer, and knock this down. All right. So we will do that, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, everybody, got the wheel off, and now I'm kind of checking out what needs to be done here. That's the strut that we're replacing. Okay, so I think first thing I need to do is just connect the sway bar link, because it looks like there's a bolt right here. Then you take off, and that pinches the bottom of the bar. So then we'll knock this off, because this is going to have to drop down. Probably what I'm going to do also is replace this tie rod end, because it is very loose. So I'll replace that. There's a bolt on the bottom. Take that off. Get a fork. Knock that out. Okay. What I'll show you guys. Try to show you guys that while I'm doing it. But I'm going to take the 18mm bolt off here. So that'll let this drop down. Actually, I might. You know what? I might just leave that in there, because that's going to hold the strut up. So I'll take this bolt off right here, and then we're going to try to push it, get a hammer and knock this down. All right. So we will do that, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, we're taking this bolt. Okay, so we used the 13/16 to take this bolt out. Okay, and then we used an 18 to take this bolt off. Okay, so then what we need to do, what I'm going to do is use this pickle fork to take with a hammer to get this out. And then I'm going to use a big hammer to try to drop that. So let me try to put this on its little stand here. Maybe you can watch. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. All right. You should get a little persuader here. There we go. There we go. Pretty easy. That comes out. See this thing? There's nothing left of that. So what we do is we take the old one. You have to loosen this bolt right here. And that, I believe, is a 13/16. So you just loosen it and put it to there. Then you just do this. This is your steering tie rod end. That's your control of your steering control of your vehicle. They come with a new grease fitting. That one didn't have one. Some don't have them. They're supposedly on there forever. Amen. So what we're going to do is we put the new grease fitting in here. Okay, we're going to do that. Take this out. Okay, this little protective, or not, we'll leave that on there, but this is the new bolt. I'm just going to put this on temporarily, put this on here for now. Just remember always, when you replace this and obviously the strut, you need to do a front end alignment, because you're gonna, all your steering geometry is out of whack. So try to get it close, if nothing else, for the ride over to the front end alignment place. Fortunately, it's pretty close. So we'll get back to you. I'm gonna put this on, and then I'll show you how I'm gonna try to get the strut out. Okay, I put a floor jack underneath of the wheel, the assembly here, because I'm gonna hit down on it, and I don't want it to fall completely out and damage brake lines and stuff. It probably advisable maybe to take this off. I'm going to see how this comes off. I'm going to attempt to not have to do it. Plus, when that goes down on there, that will help lift it up, put the new strut in. Okay, I'm going to start doing some hammering right here to, there you go. Okay, I'm going to continue so you don't have to listen to that. I'll show you when it comes off. So I've been hitting on this. You can see how far it's gone down. I think I need to take this strut, not the strut, the stabilizer link off, because I think it's keeping it from coming down further. So I'm going to take that off, and it should probably come loose. I'll show you when that happens. Okay, with that 18 bolt taken out, we have the stabilizer link off. So then I was able to pull this all the way off. So now what we have to do is go to the top and take these three 13 millimeters off, and that strut will come off. So let me do that. It'll just drop down, so be careful. And I'll get to you, and then we'll show you how we put the new strut, take the spring off and put the new strut on. Okay, we have our old strut off here. This is what it looks like, and then we have to get our spring compressor, and we will replace this. So let me get that, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, here's our spring compressor. There's one part, there's another part. What we do is we put these on here to we put those on there and on the bottom, and then we tighten up the screw, put one on both sides, squeeze the spring until there's no tension, and then we put our new strut in. I'm going to put this on there and show you as I do it. Okay, here's what our spring compressor looks like. I try to put them across from one another, because if you put them on one side, it'll pinch the spring kind of crooked. So then you put, there's many different kinds you can get. You can get them online at the car part store. But then you do like this. It's kind of squeezing the spring in. You do a little bit on each side, and when the tension is off the spring, then you can take the top bolt off. As you can see, it's kind of squeezing down the spring. Then when the tension's off the spring, you can undo the top, and then take this they call it a spring perch, or so let me do this, and I'll get back to you and show you how to finish this up. So okay, we took the bolt that held this through here. This goes onto here. Once the bolt comes out, that comes off, and then the strut comes out of here. Okay, and the new one goes on. Make sure this spring is in this position, and make sure the spring on the top is in the correct position too. on the rubber bushing. Okay, so I'm going to start putting it together, and I'll try to show you guys how that's done. Thanks. Okay, so we're reassembling. We got the new strut here. Make sure this rubber bushing is in there, and then we will put the spring, seat the spring in there. Okay, so now we're ready here. Take this top piece, make sure this piece seats in to that. There we go. It's right there, I believe. Oh, right there. Okay. Now we're going to run the bolt, new bolt in there. Okay. This may be a different size. There we go. That's 13/16, I think. So now we'll tighten this one up. Let me tighten this one up, and then we'll take these spring compressors off, and we'll be able to put this on the car. Oops, almost forgot to put this kind of plastic stopper in there, because what it'll do is it keeps it from bottoming out and clanging. Then we'll put the this boot, kind of keeps junk from getting in there. Now we'll reassemble. Okay, we got this bolt in there. I didn't tighten it all the way because you want to be able to turn this, because you need to line these screws up. There's a certain these up, so it's a certain way it goes into the body. So you're not going to tighten it all the way up until you get it in, and then put it in, then you can tighten it all the way up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off, and we're ready to put it in the car. So let me do that. Get right back to you. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to put these up into those. Okay, I'm going to try to do this with like one hand or two hands, and then put the bolts in, the nuts in from the top, and hopefully we can make this happen. Okay, I got this lined up, the strut bottom with this steering knuckle here, or whatever you want to call it, and got this tab lined up. What I had to do was take this and drive it in there and kind of make that wire before it would drop down. So I did that. So let's continue. I'm going to jack this up, and I think it should press that down in there. So okay, let me get that, because you need to line that hole up with that hole. So let me wiggle that in there, and I'll start putting that together. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Got that bolt in, got the stabilizer link in, that bolt in, these bolts up here. Gonna tighten everything up, and we'll be done. Make sure you torque it to the right specs. That's the passenger side. The driver's side is same thing, different day. Thank you. Hope you guys learned something. Then we'll just put this back in reverse order, put those 8mm in, after of course I do the driver's side. May be out here in the dark, so you won't be able to see what's going on, so I'll just finish that side up and make sure you get it front end aligned after all this. Thank you. Please subscribe to our channel and get some more mechanic videos. They help me, and I hope I help you. Thank you.